One God, one aim, one destiny. We just digging grooves, making moves. That was the artist Paul Taylor. That's his hit, The Arrival. This is a special report brought to you by the Million Man Alumni in association with X Marks the Spot. October 16, 1995, 1,000,000+ men took a trip so our people would never have to slip. And we're here with the elder Chester Vaughn, and the next voice you hear will be our fearless leader who led us to Washington, D.C., October 16, 1995. Good brother, Paul Taylor.
Well, you know, Brother Lawrence, thank you. Thank the Creator for allowing us to wake up and get up this morning. I'm glad to be here and thankful for an opportunity to be on X Marks the Spot. You know, for the years now that we have celebrated the history,
21
years of the Million Man March, we created the Million Man Alumni Association on the bus ride back from the Million Man March. And I always give premise to and make sure I call the names of two elders, two brothers. Brother Joe Palmore.
Ancestors.
Two ancestors.
King
Yes,
Joe.
are. King Joe Palmore. And again, no mother and Brother Booker. James Booker. Those two brothers.
Wait a minute. James Booker, Queen Mother Joanne Watson, Wake Up Detroit, #1 fan.
Well, you know that. #1 fan.
#1 fan.
Loved her.
And he used to call in or be somewhere and he looked me dead in the eye and say, #1 fan. Brother Booker was no doubt.
No doubt. Yeah. But he also was wise and with wisdom, because he understood that what we had witnessed and was able to be a part of, again, the Million Man March, was something that we could never let die. We could never just let that be, and that was it.
Yes, sir.
He said to us, yes, he did, that we need to keep that legacy, keep that spirit alive.
How the Balagoon said?
Long live the spirit of the Million Man
Elder
March.
Balagoon.
And so on the bus ride back, on the bus, we literally created the Million Man Alumni Association. We didn't have that name at the very moment of that time, but it evolved from that.
Yes.
Because Booker said that we had to keep this spirit going. We got to. We must. And we shall. And we said that we wanted to call on all brothers, those who went to the Million Man March, who was on the bus with us, and those who went on buses around the city here. But not limited to just those who went on the bus. Some people drove. Some people got their different ways. Some people just bear witness over the telephone, or over the radio, or on TV.
Yes, sir.
But we said if you were a member, if you came or went to the Million Man March, if you watched it on TV, if you heard it on the radio, if you read about it in the newspaper, however it was that you knew about the Million Man March, you were now certainly one of the members of what we now still call the Million Man Alumni Association.
So now we see, we're going to bring in Elder Chester Vaughn in 1 minute, but now we see how you get to 2 million.
2 million?
When you say 2 million, over 1 million, 2 million, we want to make 2 points. One, the only African-American male who don't believe what you're saying, Paul, is a brother who was not there. And second of all, 10% of all brothers who went were from metropolitan Detroit.
Yes, we were. We were there in full force, and proud to be there in full force.
And we've met every challenge. Every challenge, largest sit-down dinner in the world, support for African Liberation Day, support the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey, and we want to let people know, please stay tuned. We got the world premiere of the Lady President, UNI 407. We got to get Chester Vaughn in, Paul, but we want to make another. We got to get to the elder.
Go ahead.
Chester.
Yes. Oh, it was a wonderful experience. Probably one of the greatest ones that I've ever attended and also participated in. Tell you one thing. We had a button here that says 1 in a million.
All right.
Okay? It should say 1 in 2 million.
Go ahead.
Because you know, when they broadcast and gave us a synopsis of how many people were there, they cut it by 1 million
Yes, sir.
because they didn't want it to be known as there were 2 million black men in Washington, D.C., and no problems arose.
Thank you for mentioning that.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
One of the most peaceful demonstrations
Yes, sir.
that they've ever been in Washington, D.C. Okay?
And we got Brother Lamar Lemons. He can speak to this. It was really a holy convocation, and what we did is we sanctified a day. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day. And on October 16, 1995, we created heaven on earth.
I
Yes,
heard
it
that.
If one time in our life we created heaven on earth, and the only time that anything was comparable, Paul, Chester, y'all know this. That's the day we came out of the Statler Hilton Hotel, looked them white police in the eye when Coleman Young won in November 1963. And you didn't even have to badger the police. You just looked at them and told them, get in your place. So October 16,
That was
1995.
73, though, right?
I said what I said.
You said 63.
63?
Yeah.
We was getting ready for him. But November 1973. And we got Lamar. Paul, you got to go back. Chester, we're going to let you continue. Come back. We got to say this, Paul. We don't want to miss this. When you're talking about Ancestor James Booker, Lamar, you got to promise us when you're doing your segment next coming up with Beverly Kendall Walker, you've got to talk about Million Man Products. James Booker and Million Man Products.
Go
Paul.
together like hand and glove.
Huh?
Yes, they do. James Booker and Million Man Products.
The lotion.
The lotion, the soap.
The lotion was a potion. Nobody sold more lotion than we did at the Brotherhood Club. And what we were able to do, all you had to do is get a sister on the way in the cabaret, be nice, respect the brother, Chester, right? Say, sir, can we just ask your woman, wife, to put a dab in their hand? And they would sell. So, Paul.
Well, you're more than correct. But, you know, I also give homage and pay respect to Brother Chester Vaughn because the T-shirts that we wore and the buttons that we wore were manufactured and produced right here in Detroit by, again, our brother, Chester Vaughn, who was instrumental in that trip as well as we went again to the Million Man March. And so he's been a member of the Million Man alumni ever since, and every year we have a celebration and commemoration of the anniversary of the Million Man March, and we have buttons and T-shirts every year.
Just to speak to that, because after you do that, we got a 1-minute commentary. We got to get a 1-minute commentary, but we got to let Chester, we're going around. Chester, it's your turn. Your turn
when they first mentioned going to D.C. for a march, we decided that we needed a shirt that represented Detroit. Okay, so I designed one that said we were marching to D.C. for the Million Man March, and on the back it had "We are one in a million." Okay, but we were greater than 1 in a million. We were a bunch more. And the fact was, every time we stopped on the way, everybody wanted to get one of those shirts, but there was the archive.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you
We got 5 minutes to finish this out.
okay, when you said 1 in a million, I know y'all was gonna throw me off because I want to sing that Larry Graham, right?
1 in a million, Larry Graham.
Hey,
With that deep voice.
yes, sir. Hey, look, brothers, if you went to the Million Man March, we're going to open up the phone line, 868-4336. We want to open the phone line. Somebody please call in just so we can watch Paul answer the phone.
Oh, help me somebody.
If anybody out there, if you went to the Million Man March, because we're looking for you, every Thursday we meet at Kivalon Village,
Still do.
7701. So we'll be there next Thursday. So if you a brother and you went to the Million Man March, hey, it's your turn. Call in, talking and testifying. You have an opportunity. We got about 4 minutes left to go. Our
Yeah.
commentary.
Because you're already a member. Certainly you are.
Paul, let me ask you a question, bro, while we're waiting on the phone. What percentage of people do you think brothers came after the O.J. Simpson verdict? If we remember, O.J.'s verdict was October 3rd, 1995. White people were sweating us. They were sweating us about due process, equal protection under the law, jury of the peers. When Johnny Cochran and them got him off, it put pressure. The Million Man March was a blessing from God because what happened after the O.J. verdict, they were on us and they would have stayed on us, and the only thing that took it off was the Million Man March. And the reason why we mentioned that, OJ may get out again on October 3rd. And you know the white folks gonna go ballistic.
We got a call. Let's see what we got.
Yeah, let's see Paul. Chester, grade him on this.
Hello? Caller, are you there?
You gotta put a little more bass in your voice, bro. Caller.
Caller, are you there? I think we missed the caller. Please call back. Oh, let's see.
We got 2 minutes.
Caller, are
left.
you there?
Hello?
Yes. How are you?
Not too bad. Raphael Robinson calling in.
All right, all right.
Million Man March. That was one of
Long
the
live the
most beautiful
spirit.
experiences in my life.
Thank you, brother. See you
Okay.
Thursday.
Okay.
Let's get another one. We got about 2 minutes. Let's get another caller. Let's put Paul to work. Chester, talk while we waiting on the call. 868-4336.
Got another caller. Caller? Yes, sir. Yes. Hey, you on? Hung up.
You need a little bit more bass, bro.
I
They
do.
don't- This is black operated.
Oh, please.
I don't know if you can see it, but this is a picture that we took while we were in D.C.
868.
at the march. You can see Paul Taylor
Uh-oh.
here, front and center. The inner city, sub-city was there in full force.
Yes, you see them. I'm
As
in
you
there.
see 'em.
They're from the inner city sub.
868-4663. Bump us out when you get ready, Henry. We know to go. And ladies and gentlemen, be ready. We got, there's several people who are African-centered who have a big brain. We got a brother coming up. He has a big brain, and his head ain't that big. You compare his head to Steve Hood, man. Steve Hood got a manhole cover. But Lamar Lemon's coming up next
We
with
got another
Beverly
call.
Clinton.
Let's see what we got here. Caller, you on the line?
Hello, Mr. Paul Taylor.
Hello to you.
You know who this is?
I will when you tell me your name.
I'm the East Side lady.
Somebody say East Side.
Okay, we got 30 seconds. Did you go to Million Man March?
Hi, Paul. This is Miss Person.
I know who you are when you say East Side lady. We know exactly who you are.
Come on, Paul, we
Uh-huh.
got to go. We got time.
I'm glad I got to the end of this show. I haven't been feeling good. But what are y'all doing so far? You having something new?
Yeah, we'll be celebrating the anniversary October 16th.
Over there on
At the
where you
Keelan
Jimmy
Village. We'll get
celebrate?
information to you and to the viewing and listening audience because it's open to everybody, calling all brothers and all sisters to come and let's celebrate
I'm gonna try to
the
make it over
anniversary
there
of the
this
Million Man
time.
March.
It's still on Hopper?
Right there on Harper.
Yeah.
You'll hear
I
more
know where
about it.
it's at.
Thanks for calling in.
Paul, when you talking
And
about
thank
this
you for
sister at the
taking
meeting
my
2 weeks
call.
ago?
You keep up the good work, Paul.
All right now, thanks again.
When you talking about her 2 weeks ago?
Who, the East Side lady?
Yeah.
I don't know. I might have been, but she's
Well,
been on
something
the front
positive.
line.
But hey, Lamar Lemons, you ready to step up, bro?
Yeah, he's ready.
Or he's here? Or
He's
did
here.
We lose him.
We didn't lose
Lamar,
him.
you can't talk, bro? Yes, sir. I'm here. Well, come on, sound off. Put some bass in your voice. What's going on
Trying
around
to put
here?
some bass in everybody.
Everybody got to get bass. Hey, Chester, when you hear the bump music, we got to go. Chester, we want to give you the elder, we want to give you the last statement. Got buttons and flags and whatever. Come on, Chester, drop
We
something.
still,
Well, we got to go to break, you saying, at this point. And
Well, bump the music, man.
we love Chester. We thank Chester. He's been instrumental in any and everything we do in the honor of the Million Man March. And we're just glad to have him here today. Oh, yes. Again, Brother Paul Taylor is my name. Honored to be here today as we're here in commemoration and celebration of, again, the Midman March and the things that have gone on ever since. You know, Brother X Marks the Spot has invited us here today. X Marks the Spot. And we're honored to be here. And we're even more honored to have a man who is a friend of mine and a friend of yours, who's been here. He's no stranger at all to who we are and what we are. He's our elected official who's done more good than we can even imagine in our neighborhood. And I'm talking about, again, my brother, Lamar Lemons, y'all. Lamar Lemons is in the house.
It's a pleasure to be here on X Marks the Spot on the just 2 days before the primary election day, and I'm also pleased to have here with our city council candidate, Beverly Kendall Walker.
Oh, yes.
And so, Beverly, tell us about your campaign and your campaign platform.
Well, I am running for Detroit City Council at large, which is citywide. One of 2 positions open and 5 people running. And I intend to be one of those persons that's sitting and occupied and advocating for the city of Detroit at the Detroit City Council.
Well, tell us, what is your platform? What are the issues? What are the 3 top issues? And what things do you want to get accomplished as a city council person for the city of Detroit?
Well, number one, I want to restore some of the things that we lost under the plan of adjustment, centrally being the citizen district councils, because we need to empower the community as the state legislature put forth years ago. The citizen district council was able to get real community benefits through development efforts, and so that's what we need to have back, our elected citizen district council who can really affect change to the development that's coming in the city of Detroit. Also, the community advisory commission, which the city charter calls for, and we don't have those. Only in one district do we have an active citizen advisory council. So we want to restore power to the people, and we can do that through the city charter if we fully implement what's there. Also, we want to fight against the hardest hit funds that have been misdirected to demolition. That currently that whole demolition process is being investigated, but we need people to be able to stay in their homes as President Obama intended. He sent that money to the cities to keep people in their homes, be it paying their mortgages or their property taxes. So the city of Detroit decided to use it for demolition with the council's approval. So.
Well, we're going to ask the audience to call in and see what questions they have, and we're going to ask the audience the same question. The question to the audience: what are the top 2 things that you would like to see happen in the city of Detroit? And our number here on X Marks the Spot is 313-868-0342, 313-868-0351, or 313-868-4336.
Right on. You know, Beverly, we know you, we love you, and we understand your passion and how you feel about the importance of being elected to represent our people in our city. And so again, when we talk about what your platform is, I know your platform is love and respect for your people. And if you get elected citywide, which is what you're running for, you will be recognized all over the city. And I know you're viable, you're visible. You're one from the time the sun goes up in the morning to the moon comes out at night that will be involved in and around the community. And so we know if people vote for Beverly Kendall Walker, they will get more than they even thought they would get out of someone who elected to be there in their behalf. So we're honored to have you. We're glad to have you. And so we are saying, if you're in viewing audience here, call in. We'd like to hear from you. We have a Sister Love here who's going to be elected. So all she needs is your vote.
Tuesday.
Coming
August
up this
8th.
Tuesday, August 8th. Go
Yes.
to the polls. Take your souls to the polls and vote for
And
Beverly
speaking of
Kendall
that,
Walker.
as an election analysis, there's the city clerk race, which is also one of the most important races out there. And so you need to get out and vote. And in most cases, do not vote for the status quo. I can only think of one city council person, and from my perspective, only one person I can think of that deserves to be returned, and that would be Brenda Jones. The rest of them need to do some reflection, and they should have reflected before they filed for re-election.
We got a call. Caller, you on the line?
Yes, hi. How is everyone doing?
Yes, doing fine. Who we got here?
Okay, now this is Belinda. Now, you all know me, and you know I've been in campaign for Detroit because I want the best for Detroit. So I hope the people, you're going to have a few people probably call and say something negative, but I got tough skin. This is what I like to say. If people truly want to be proud of their vote, they will vote Tuesday for Beverly Kendall Walker. Because Beverly has all the citizens. They're in hand. Beverly only wants the best. So when you go Tuesday, if you truly want the best, and you truly want to be proud of your vote, you will vote for Beverly Kendall Walker. Like she says, there's 2 seats, and she only needs 1. And people that know me, they know how I value my, reputation. And they know that when I tell you something about somebody that's a good person, they are truly a good person. She's very well qualified for any position that Beverly has ever ran for. And I would like to say this, too. I met Beverly when she was a neighborhood city hall manager. She came to my home about a tree. Let me tell you, God puts people together. I don't forget about that tree. I have been with Beverly ever since. This young lady, she only cares about the best for the citizens of Detroit. And I'm going to hang up because, I can get long-winded.
Yeah, well,
But
thank
I
you
want other
again.
people to call
Thank you
in,
so much for your
ask Beverly
support.
the hard-hitting
Yeah.
questions and watch the answers you get with no hesitation.
All
You
right,
have a
now,
great
we got
evening.
another caller coming in.
Thank
Caller, you on
Thank
the line?
Hello, Beverly. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
This is one of your workers. This is Miss Person.
Oh, hi, Miss Person.
How you doing?
How you doing?
I'm glad you're running. I am glad. We got to get rid of those people at that city council because it's just like getting rid of dumb eggs that don't never do anything for the people of the city of Detroit, and they always want to run for something. We got to get rid of them and put you in there and put some other people I know in the city council and get those people out of office. And Beverly, I got a piece of paper I want you to have. Maybe this will help you out during
Okay.
your election. So if you can come by here tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll do that. Hmm.
Come by here early. I want you to get this paper because this has something to do with the governor, the mayor, and all these people in the city of Detroit that's downtown.
Yes, ma'am, I'll do
And
that.
they need to be out of office. They need to go away. And if you get this paper, you come and you see what you think about it because I done gave it to some other people and they said they're going to use it too.
Okay,
But
then
you
I'll
need
stop.
to see this because somebody put it in my coat pocket and I didn't know what it was and I looked at it and I say, oh my goodness.
Hmm.
But I want you to see this and
Yes,
see what
ma'am.
you think about it.
Okay, I'll stop by there tomorrow.
Okay,
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Keep up the good work.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
All
God
right,
bless.
thank you again.
Before we go to break, I want to make sure, I'll be remiss if I don't tell everyone that we will have petitions out at the polls to prevent the Downtown Development Authority from capturing $34.5 billion in taxes that was designated for the Detroit Public Schools operation. So there will be people at the polls asking you to sign these petitions. Please sign them. They're a referendum to stop the Downtown Development Authority from diverting our money that was for the Detroit Public Schools and giving it to Mike Ilitch and the Piston Development and the Little Caesars Development for Little Caesars Arena. We need that money for our children. We need that money for our schools.
Say the babies. Who we voting for mayor? Break some news. Lamar, who is our candidate for mayor? You want to know.
We don't have a candidate for mayor as it stands. I will say, under no conditions are we supporting the incumbent. We will not support someone who has not asked the black community and has not apologized to the black community for some of their misdeeds in the past, from Malice Green incident where he, according to Jiraki, with the medical examiner, he was being pressured to put a false medical report and say that Malice Green cause of death was an overdose instead of billy clubs or flashlights upside the head. And Mike Duggan was accused of doing that. And they did a tremendous settlement at the expense of the taxpayers of Wayne County. And Mike Duggan had inserted himself into that case when he lived in Livonia and had nothing to do with the Detroit Police Department or the city of Detroit. But he inserted himself in that process with his power and authority as the deputy county executive over the medical examiner. Of a city clerk, there are a myriad of good candidates, and make sure you get out and vote and vote for the best candidate.
You know, again, we got the best candidate sitting right here, Beverly Kendall
We're
Walker.
here pushing
for
Beverly
city
Kendall
council.
Walker for tomorrow. That's what we're pushing.
Caller, you on the line, caller?
Yes. I just want to say one other thing I forgot to say before I hung up this phone.
Ooh.
I'm voting for Coleman Young Jr. just like I voted for his father, because that's the best person that's in office to run for the mayor of the city of Detroit to take care of all the people in the city of Detroit. Let's keep together. We're a black race. Put Coleman in office. That's who needs to be there. Coleman Young Jr.
Hey, you ain't wrong about it. Hang on there, Miss Person.
Thank you for taking
Thank
my
you.
call. And
Thank
this is
you.
Miss Person again.
East
Bye.
Side lady. All right now. You know, again, we're glad to be here representing X marks the spot. Brother Lawrence, we honor you, we thank you, and we certainly thank this station for an opportunity to do what we do, to spread information to our people in our community. Sister Beverly, tell a little bit more about what you would do when you, if elected. What platform?
Before we go there, quite briefly, there is a bogus East Side slate that is endorsing Mike Duggan.
Oh, yeah.
That is not us. It is a knockoff. We've proven ourselves to be so effective that there's a knockoff slate by an individual who lives on the far west side. He's created a East Side slate, so don't be fooled by the bogus slate. If it don't say official East Side slate, then you know it's bogus and not real.
Mm-hmm.
We are the official East Side community slate.
Well, the number one thing I'm going to be doing is checking into audit findings from the Auditor General that are reported to the City Council on a regular basis, but Council fails to act on it. And some are really key as it relates to monies and how the monies have been spent. Also, I want to go into revenue generation, which the Detroit City Airport could, in its current state, be a revenue generator. But we need to target dollars absolutely in the general fund toward the airport department so that we can capture funds from the state and from the federal government to support the city airport. Also, I want to look into the issue of water shutoff because that's a health crisis. We have so many homes that don't have running water, and yet these people, and most times, work in the service industry, food service industry. So they're coming from a home without water. So that's a health crisis in the city of Detroit. So there's a couple things I want to do. Mainly the Citizen District Council, restoration of money back to our pensioners, and to make sure they're being made whole. So those are some of the things I'm going to do once I get there.
Beverly, we appreciate you, we love you, we thank you, and we wish you Godspeed because we know you're going to get there and do the things that
Amen.
you said you're
Amen.
going to do. And so we're glad to have you.
Thank you.
We got another caller. Do we have time to take another call?
Last caller.
Last
before we
caller,
break.
caller on the...
Yes, good evening. Good evening to your guests. Look here, first of all, I'm voting for Coleman Young Jr. Get out there and vote. Make sure these youngsters get out and vote. Don't let any weather or anything stop you. Also, mention who can vote. Like sometimes at the election, say because you don't have all your identification, they'll turn you away, they'll discourage you. It's important to explain to the people what they have to have. Even if they don't have their election card, which I never care, I just show my ID. I'm going to hang up and listen to the response. And the returning people who can vote, I'm going to hang up and listen. That's very important.
All right, thank you. Good call.
Certainly, anyone who is registered to vote can vote. If you don't have your voter card, you still can go in if you have ID. If you don't have ID, you still can vote. What's called a provisional ballot. You just sign, and you can even later go to the clerk's office with identification so that make sure your provisional ballot isn't kept to the side, but is actually counted. So if you are a registered voter and you registered within the last 5 years, you are definitely still registered, whether you voted or not. Okay?
And you can go and vote tomorrow, meaning Monday, at the Eastern District WC3 and the Western District over Outer Drive and Southfield Freeway. So you can vote tomorrow, Monday, early voting
And also at the election commission
on the boulevard.
on
Yep.
the boulevard. And so you can go there and vote, and it doesn't matter if you don't even know where your polling place is.
Yep.
If you vote tomorrow, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Because they pull up where your and give you the your ballot for your precinct when you go. So if you don't know, the best time to vote is tomorrow.
Right.
You still have a chance to go vote tomorrow. Go to the election commission. They close at 4 o'clock now, so you can go to election commission or Wayne Community College Eastern campus on Connor, or the Western campus on
Outer Drive.
on West Outer Drive.
And so all over the city, you can vote for me, Beverly Kendall Walker,
Right.
Detroit City
And
Council.
wherever you live, you can vote.
Wherever.
Wherever. East side, west side. She's running all sides.
Amen.
Citywide.
And I think right now we're going to take our break. So we'll be back in a flag.
Thanks, X.
That tune was Paul Taylor. That's The Arrival. We digging grooves, making moves, getting up and down your spine, all through your mind with one remand. Your life force has no rewind. We're ready now for a world premiere. I mean, this is a world premiere. This is a sister who is now Madam President, Her Excellency, President of the UNIA Division 407. And to introduce her, we have Mr. UNIA Detroit. Paul, you agree this brother Mr. UNIA, correct? This is Mr. UNIA. We don't even have to introduce this brother. We have Elder Mensah Salim, who is going to introduce the new president of UNIA, and this is a world premiere. We checked. She hasn't even been on Facebook yet. So could you please, Mensah, please do us the honors, brother?
Yes, I'd like to introduce you to Sister Amina, who is our lady president of Detroit Division 407. Was elected by the body by one vote, I might add.
Hey, excuse me, brother.
And,
now, don't go to
I'd like
politicking, man. Ain't no, don't be like
I'd like
Donald
to-
Trump going over the vote. Please, brother.
And,
This sister's so bad, she ain't got but one name. Come on,
Yes,
bro. We
sir.
ain't got
So
but 15
so we're short
minutes.
of time, so let me talk. So,
No, not let you talk. Let her talk, please.
So let me
We short of
introduce-
time. Would
so
you let her talk?
Yeah, so let me introduce Sister Amina,
One
who
by
is
one,
the president of Detroit Division 407. Sister Amina, we'd like to have an overview of what you would have, and then I'd like to find out your background, what you would have, and also the program.
My overview, I would say, would be doing the work. Marcus Garvey stood for a lot. He accomplished a lot in a short period of time.
That's right.
And I want the UNIA Division 407 to speak to what Marcus Garvey stood for and died for.
Now, please give us your background. Like, what high school did you graduate from?
The high school that I attended in Detroit was
Whoa.
Mackenzie.
You graduated from Mackenzie?
In 96.
Okay, in 1996, you graduated from Mackenzie. Give us some more of your background. Tell us what led you up to being Madam President. Take your time.
Life. I've seen a lot. I experienced a lot. I went to school in California. Actually, I started in Detroit, ended up moving to California in the middle of my 8th grade year, and was one of very few black people, if I believe the only black person in the middle school that I attended that was basically all white in a rich neighborhood.
Okay, where were you at in Cali?
I was in Orange County. That's like right underneath LA and right above San Diego.
That's a very conservative area, isn't it?
Very rich area. I don't know what they call it, but it's very rich. First cars are Benzes, kids getting dropped off in limos, that type of situation.
So you had it going on like that?
No, actually, think about it. I just left Detroit. I just left Drew Middle School, the middle of the 8th grade year. So that was a culture shock. I mean, I had never seen anything like that. And then actually my first day of school, I was called a nigger bitch by the first white boy who's ever seen me.
Let's
sorry.
try. You know, this is the Million Man alumni, right?
Okay, I'm
You
sorry.
just got RJ a fine. We'll be having you out there selling Chester's decals, paying for that. You know that's a $20,000 fine.
I apologize. But that's exactly what I was called. Walking to my first class.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't even make it into the class. This was just
We
walking.
may have to get past your background. Hey, you done background us out. I think we better get to your program. You done made us leave you alone. We thought we was gonna get into some things about you in Detroit, but you done shut down background.
Well, basically.
Would you agree? Would you concur, Mensa?
She got a good way of cleaning up things.
But
Hey,
basically,
what
what
you
You better get to your
is.
program. Oh Lord.
But basically, what I
One
learned.
God, one aim, one destiny.
Basically, what I learned, but that was like my first bout with racism. I had never experienced anything like that before. You know, to be in a situation where dogs are licking you, trying to see is your chocolate going to come off. I mean, it was just really. I was a child that had to represent a whole race of people. If I did one thing wrong, it reflected poorly on my whole race. Because I was the only walking example that they had of a black woman.
Okay, now let's come back to Detroit. You got past the 8th grade. You was a stag. You graduated in '96.
Joined the military.
Oh, so what branch were you in?
Navy.
So you was one of the people that got into a ship, couldn't drink the whole ocean. Did you get an honorable discharge?
Yes, I did.
All right.
Okay, all right. We getting all right. You a vet.
Yes,
we
I
got
am.
another vet. This is a
right.
table full of vets. Mensa. We all veterans at this table.
Third
Okay.
Regiment,
Now,
73rd Airborne Unit.
you don't have to brag, man. Now stop bragging.
Just fact.
Okay, let's go on. You got an honorable discharge from the Navy. And where we go from there?
Marriage, children, moved back to Detroit in 2000. Started attending college. Got my associates from Wayne State University. No, I'm sorry, no, Wayne County Community College. And then started attending Wayne State University. So.
Okay, now when did you actually get to become a Garveyite? Because let me just testify 1 second. Mensa Salim is the one that drugged me across. When did you become a Garveyite? What moment, when did you join Garveyism?
Honestly, I do not consider myself a Garveyite. I just believe in what he stood for. And when I was introduced into the UNIA, I was a person saying, now this man, he really had it together. He really did the work. He put the time in. Anything they said was required of him, that's what he did. And I respect that man for what he did.
Okay, we got the Madam President of the UNIA 407, but who's not a Garveyite.
Right.
Okay, now let's get into your program, Miss Non-Garveyite. I know Mensa over there, he twiddling his thumbs on that one. Even Paul had to go, Remember Arsenio Hall? That make you go, Come on, Miss President.
Some things some people don't know, but go ahead, sister.
What it is that men are not perfect. But the things they do.
Wait, excuse me. We said this is a world premiere. Paul, Lamar, Henry, she just told open up to heaven. She done busted on Million Man Alumni Show, and she started off with her program that we're not what?
Perfect.
Oh man, I know the sisters are saying she is deep. She done broke new ground. Come on, now let's whoa.
Okay, I
And they
cleaned it
called
up.
you what in 8th grade? Hey, excuse us. We don't take calls, so focus on the sister now. Hey, Mister, we just partying, right?
Kicking it.
Cool. Come on now, your program. Men are not perfect. Now, where you go from there?
Okay.
You on with the Million Man alum now. 2 million of us went to Washington, D.C., so our community would never slip. And we found out today that we not perfect. Thank you. Now, where we go from there?
Okay.
Hey, somebody found out how much time we got left.
2 minutes to break.
Are you serious? Are you serious?
2 minutes to a break.
To a break.
Okay.
Break.
Okay, excuse me. Hey, cut this out. Let's go.
Go ahead.
We told you eat your Wheaties. Now,
Okay.
Ms. President, as Madam President of UNIA 407, could you please give us the list and the names of other women who have been the President General of the UNIA?
President General?
Of the UNIA.
My understanding, none.
All right, let's ask this question. The Honorable Marcus Garvey had foresight, forward ever, backward never, correct? In his essay, African Fundamentalism, he speaks that Sojourner Truth is as worthy of canonization as Joan of Arc. Would you not think that he wrote that in 1925, that he might have been using foresight to say that we need to have a woman president general of the UNIA before 2025?
Honestly, I would not say that's what he meant by that, to be
Would you
honest.
say that we should have a woman president of the UNIA?
If she is ready to handle the position
Let me ask you a
and
question.
qualify, yes.
If we did have one, why not you?
Why not me?
Mensa, we got about a minute. Let's close the show. We just wanted to get that in there
Well-
because final point. The reason why we need to have a woman president is because we've never had one before. And I can guarantee you, Garveyites like Mensa and myself and Paul Taylor and others of us, we promise you, we will never have a sex change to be the first woman president. You'd never have to worry about us being like, what was that guy, Bruce Jenner? Yeah. We ain't gonna never change our name, but we've never had a female president. We believe in the first 100 years, the next 100 years, we should have a woman president. Mensa, close us out,
I'll
bro.
say this much. I'll be going to the convention in end of this month. However, the previous convention that we had in
Mensa,
Queens, New York,
you only got 1 minute, bro.
I did nominate her for
President General?
Yes.
Okay, so you saying you got about much foresight as the Honorable Marcus Garvey.
Yes, I would say
All right,
so.
Madam President, we do not want, if there's anything that we wanted on your world premiere, we want the audience to know that we respect you. So we want to give you the close, and when Henry give us the close, we're going to be out of here.
Okay.
Take your time.
This is what I feel is the most important. In doing the work, I want everyone to participate. I need men, women, children. There is work to be done. There is no more time for procrastination. We have already started the process. Let's get this going. I don't care if you have an organization. I don't care religious background. It does not matter to me. What matters to me is your willingness to do the work, stepping to the plate and handling the business of our people. And once you attend the meeting at 16050 West Grand River Avenue from 3 to 4 p.m., that will be the introduction to what we stand for. If you are motivated by it, if you're ready to do the work, immediately following that, we'll have an opportunity for people to send in their application to be a member of Division 407, but you come in ready to work.
Mensa, you got, they didn't bump us, so you got
let me
to
say
close.
this much about the Garveyite bit. In our
Wait a minute,
Constitution,
what? You mean her Garveyite bit,
well,
or just
things
Garveyism
that
in
maybe
general?
she
The
didn't know.
Garveyite.
Maybe just things that she didn't know.
So you gonna put her business out on television? Don't you think that's something you and her ought to? You the vice president, right?
All black people are Garveyites. Our Constitution says we have two types of members. We have ordinary members, that's every brother and sister throughout the world that's black, and we have dues-paying members, such as yourself, myself, and her. So whether she know it or not, just by her being black, she is a Garveyite. Our Constitution says that.
Oh, it's good. Come on, we got a second. What do you think about that, Madam President?
I accept.
Oh, so you,
I wouldn't argue it.
so you a Garveyite now?
If that's the qualifications to be a Garveyite, then that is
Hey,
what
would
I
y'all
am.
give her a round of applause because we just made a Garveyite? Hey, bump us up out of here because we got another sister coming up here who's running a spot. Now, when we say spot, we mean hope, not dope. So don't be trying to put any of that lumping proletarian on us, our Ebonics has us saying hope and spot. So we got a sister coming up, and for all the sisters that think men aren't perfect, if you notice, the majority of the guests on this show tonight has been sisterhood. Yay, Bo?
Yay, Bo.
Bump us out of here, Henry.
Yes, sir.
Again, we like to thank all of our guests. We just had the world premiere of the new president of UNIA Division 407. Please don't forget, Beverly Kendall Walker. Monday, Tuesday, tomorrow, Tuesday, vote for Beverly Kendall Walker, Chester Vaughn Million Man alumni. And there's a saying they say that goes, you say the best for last. So, Brother Paul Taylor, this is Paul Taylor's interview.
Well, it's our interview, and it's our sister who we've had the privilege of meeting and working with here this summer, as she understands the need for us to own and operate businesses in our own community. And so she's coordinating a couple activities that's right here in the city of Detroit. We've got to learn to recirculate our dollars in our community with
Yes,
our
sir.
own people.
Yes, sir.
Sister Hakima is here with us. We're honored to have her. She's the coordinator for this special program, and I really applaud her because there was an impasse whereby maybe the program would not exist.
All right.
But she stepped up to the plate. Oh, yes, it will, because I'll take the responsibility.
All right.
I'll take over. I'll
All right.
do what has to be done.
All right.
And so we love her and we respect her. She's a beautiful lady. I'm glad to have her. Sister Hakima, y'all's in the house. Again, we love you.
Thank you.
Give us your overview.
Thank you. My overview of the markets,
That'll
or
be
my
nice.
overview of economic development, my overview
However you going to
of-
come, but talk about the marketplace for sure. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I stepped up, like Mr. Paul said, because I saw a need for
All right.
us to do what we need to do in our own city for our own city. So
All right.
both of our markets, Big Boy shut down, and everybody was heartbroken about it. My
That-
director.
And that hot fudge cake. was a-
Everybody
yeah.
knows how fresh cake. But my director, Janine Harper, has a vision, and that is to utilize that space for entrepreneurs or vendors, if you would. So we are there. We're with vendors, clothing vendors, food vendors, baked goods. What else? We have a range, a nice
T-shirts,
range.
hats, all kind of
T-shirts,
good things.
everything
Hakima.
that you can think about
Hakima.
at a festival. Yes,
We-
sir.
Let's try this word, see if we got out. Don't ask us to spell it because we went to public school. You have a plethora.
We have a
Don't ask how to spell it.
plethora of vendors, of
Variety,
local
variety.
vendors, of vendors that
A myriad.
of vendors. And we've only been going a month, but it's going strong. We've taken over the Big Boy parking lot, and it's pretty awesome. Detroiters are supporting us. We're up from 3 vendors to about 16.
All right.
Looking for more.
All right.
We want to give people the opportunity to own and operate their own businesses.
So they can then, with you, can we get the phone? Is it Paul, is it appropriate we get the phone number?
Certainly, she can give the phone number if you
I
really need to.
most certainly will give the phone number. It's 313-571-0937. And give me a call or visit www.genesishope.
Oh, the website.
Yes, the website.org, and you can download an application to be a vendor. Come out and support the vendors that are there. We also have a farmer's market that's Wednesday
All right.
from 4 to 7. the Big Boy meets from 4 to 7 as well. The Wednesday market, but first I have to say that both of these markets are operated by youth. This is
Okay.
a youth program.
Okay.
So the youth are watching the vendors. So that's the best way, in
And
my
helping the
opinion.
vendors,
and
too.
helping the vendors.
What age do you, when you say youth, you know, because the president think his son is a kid. He 39, so he want to call him a youth. What's your
Our
range
youth,
for young
our
people?
youth program, we are partnered with the city of Detroit, so it is 14 to maybe 21, I think. But I do know that it starts at 14.
Okay,
And
so you got
our
bona fide
average-
young people,
yes,
right? And
our
one more time,
average
could you
young
not
person.
to
Go
push
ahead.
you, but you gave a number out. We got the 313. We thank God for 313, but could you just give them the other 7 digits kind of slow so that people can pick it up?
Absolutely.
And it's not Henry's fault that we don't have it on.
It's not Henry's fault, but he just told us we got 3 minutes, so we need to get
Okay,
on and do what we're doing.
absolutely. And this is the most important point of information. 313-571-0937.
Repeat it one more time.
313-571-0937.
Paul, we got 3 minutes. Could you?
Well, I just want to say this, and I think the community knows, but we got to show that we know that it's extremely important that we circulate our dollars in our community with our own people. We've just got to do that, y'all. There's no ands, ifs, and buts about it. If we want to be free, if we want to have control of our own destiny, we've got to spend our money in our community with our people. And we're so honored to have our sister here. She's coordinated the event. Again, it's 2 places. Jefferson right off the boulevard, where the old Big Boy used to be. And then this other place is right there across from Swanson's Funeral Home. We know where it is, y'all. Right there on Mack, East Grand Boulevard. We're there every Wednesday. And we're at the Big Boy location every Friday. If you're a vendor, you have something you want to bring to the marketplace, you got to come through her. See if she will approve you to be. But there's an opportunity. And we want to get people to know that recirculating our dollars is the key to our freedom, key to our liberation. We've got to spend money with our own people. We need to tell our young people they need to own and operate businesses in that community. That needs to be a goal that they certainly undertake, no matter what they're doing in life or their projection to do in life. Part of their projection should be what kind of business they're going to own and operate in our community. And so we love her, and we invite her to come. She's a very active young lady. She told me the other day when it was trying to rain, she said, listen, Brother Paul, if you can't pick that tent up, I'll pick it up for you. She said, hey, I'll just do what I got to do.
All right.
And she bent down and started picking up stuff. She's a beautiful lady, but she's strong-minded and she's strong physically. She will do what has to be done, and we're honored to have her. Thankful that she's here. She has a marketplace of African garb and things like she's wearing today. We're African, and we know if we ain't ashamed to show it, come and get you some African garb.
So that's
that
out
you
there
can
on
wear.
Wednesdays and Fridays. too?
Wednesdays and Fridays. She
I
has.
am not only the president, I'm not only the coordinator, but I'm a vendor as well. So
Now-
I'm not selling anything that I'm not participating in.
Again, could you get the sponsoring organization, the phone number, and the website, and then Paul, take us out, bro. Could you just give us? You said Island.
It's the Island View Marketplace, but the sponsor is Genesis Hope Church, Genesis
Oh.
Hope Community Church.
And where's the church located?
The
at?
church is at Mack and the Boulevard, and
And-
that's where our Wednesday market actually takes place in the
and
yard
when
of
we
the
say
church.
one thing, whenever we talk about the church, could we just, for respect, the pastor's name?
I can't tell you that. I am so into the market that I don't know the pastor's name.
Told you to eat
The,
your
direct,
Wheaties.
the director's name is
Told you to
Janine
eat your-
Hatcher.
told you to
She
eat your
is
Wheaties.
the lady that I'm speaking
What's her name
with.
again?
Her name is Janine Hatcher.
All right. We don't have time to take one call, huh?
Well, there's no calls coming in.
Well, we
have
gotta
one,
ask.
we
We
take
gotta ask.
one.
Anybody out there?
Anybody
you
want to call in, they can.
If you're a vendor, you can get your hookup now. You still got to go through the process. Gotta go. Gotta go. Paul.
Let us thank Brother Lawrence X and X Marks the Spot for this opportunity to come on the airways to
Million
let
Man
people
alumni.
see. We always thank the Million Man alumni. We certainly do.
Long live the spirit.
Long live the spirit of the Million Man March. Brother Man, we love you. We thank you. Certainly we respect RJ and Henry Tyler in this house,
Go ahead and
who
get it
gave
out
us an opportunity to be here today.
Thank
X
you.
marks the spot.
Hakeem.
Thank you so very much.